Good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning.
Okay. So, this is interesting. So, good morning. What day is today?
Today is Monday, September 15th, 2025.
Could you please pass me my pad and pen?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. So, for anyone that's watching this, please understand that if you signed a court order or made a judgment based on YouTube videos, please understand that this is the reality of what happens for 98% of the time when we are not filming YouTube videos. Is this correct?
Yes.
So, as much as I appreciate everyone deciding that I am both a drug addict and mentally unfit to be a parent, unfortunately, you are far from correct. The reality is that it is you that is mentally unfit because you have made assumptions that are not only not true, they're based on, I feel so good. I actually gained the weight that I wanted to, and I finally feel like myself, and I'm excited to start the day. Now, what are you doing this morning?
I'm working on
Demand letter.
demand letter.
Okay. So, what you at home need to understand is that while you were very much distracted with my personal life, what I was working on was 4 or 5 very important, extremely sensitive, and extremely profitable business models that you have helped me launch. Let me explain. I could never have launched these products while both Jamie and I are distracted with being parents. We love our kids very much. Is that true?
Very much.
We have never spent a single day, and I say we because we raised our children independently. Jamie has 3 children on her own. I have 2 children with Mallory. My wife and apparently now Jamie's ex-husband do not feel that we have the ability to make decisions for ourselves, let alone. Now, the most disturbing part of this entire thing is that Jamie and her ex-husband have never had an issue with mental illness or drugs or anything whatsoever. How many years have you been together with Jared? Including now together, meaning like...
I would say like 16 at this point.
16, right?
Something like that.
And how many times during that time did you and him do drugs together?
Never.
Not once.
Not once.
Right? Okay. So, right now, even though there's no proof whatsoever, you and I are being accused of being drug addicts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for everyone at home, this is 7:30 in the morning. This is the way Jamie and I start our morning. We do not sleep together. We wake up, Jamie takes a shower, I then take a shower independently.
Just to be clear.
Just to be clear.
Which is ridiculous.
I can't do
Independently.
This. I can't do this. I can't do this. It's too good. Jamie and I need to travel, and we need to take a few meetings in some beautiful locations with a few investors that are looking to join our primary investor. So we're talking about probably raising around, I would have to say $30 to $50 million in seed funding over the next 30 days, correct?
Yes.
In my opinion, I believe that not only do the actions of my adversary prove my case and Jamie's case more than you could imagine, but they also have saved us time and money. So for example, Mr. Resnick, if you're watching this, thank you for completely being distracted with the initial lawsuit that I had filed, because the real lawsuit has nothing to do with mine and your conflict. It has to do with money. It has to do with real estate, and it has to do with business. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The people that are going against this do not financially gain anything except to destroy or steal what I have created. In my opinion, that is the very essence of what I wanted to happen. So for example, Mallory, she completely destroyed all of her credibility by first filing a temporary restraining order citing some weird form of internet bullying. And then about a month later, after she illegally takes control over my home and my children, she then does the same exact thing that she accuses us of doing. But the only difference is we never did it.
Yeah.
We never did it. I film a YouTube channel where I clearly explain that this is my personal opinions. But we live in a society that's not only a hive mind, but people are only gravitating towards the negative. So a good example is I am in the process of adopting two children, two young men from Newark, New Jersey. One of them broke his hand while defending his sister. The reason why this is a miracle is because these boys come from a society where fists are very rarely used to resolve conflicts. They shoot each other and they kill each other very quickly. Does that make sense?
Sorry.
When Kaz broke his hand, it's actually a good thing,
Right.
because no one got shot. That's what people who don't understand the inner city dynamics and how dangerous it is. For example, kids can't walk home without the risk of being killed by another rival gang. This concept is completely overlooked when parenting in white, suburban, affluent communities, because the perception of parenting is based on other people judging you, not the reality of what you are in your children's eyes. So a good example is, I was very rarely able to, while I was with Mallory, I was very rarely able to parent the way I want to, because I'm not a strict parent, but I'm also very cognizant that giving children what they want while they misbehave is actually worse for child development than to reject the child's need until the child complies. This is not just important in raising the human, it's also important for that human to understand it when they're raising their child. So in order to break the cycle, Jamie and I simply are gonna let the people that are trying to harm us by using our children do it, because it is in the best interest of both Jamie and I to let the course of events play out instead of fighting them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So right now, the reason why I'm so excited about it is because I finally get a chance to focus on my business, which will then be able to make money. So for example, over the last month and a half, Mallory has systemically destroyed not one, not two, not three, but 4 businesses that I have built and have spent years building, all in an effort to have some weird revenge on Jamie, while at the same time demanding me to pay for the entire process. So let me explain. My ex-wife or wife or whatever you want to call it, I actually have no idea, because she doesn't understand the concept that she can't just unilaterally make decisions on our children's behalf. For example, she just decided that her name is Miss Mallory Reeses, not Mrs.
No.
So in her brain and her lawyer, they were divorced, but the legal process never happened. So for anyone that's wondering, every single court paper that has the word Miss Mallory Reeses is perjury, because it is false. It is a false affidavit. It is not true. Her name is not Miss Mallory Reeses. There's an actual legal process that has to go through before you're referred to either as Mrs. or Miss. That process does not exist in the male community. That concept of unilaterally changing your name as a female is the very essence of the definition of gender bias. For example, I, Daniel M. Reeses, cannot be anything except Mr. Daniel M. Reeses. But Mallory unilaterally was able to decide in her head she's now Mrs. Daniel Reese's.
Yeah.
And she's been able to convince everyone else that she is a single parent. And she is struggling financially and all this other bullshit. So for example, she now goes to play it against sports, which by the way is a complete ripoff of my business, but that's a different story. And she goes there in order to play this role of a poor single mother. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the reality. The reality is her father is paying around $15,000 a week for her to play single mom. Meaning that in reality, she is married to a very capable and loving man. But in order for you to understand that people simply steal everything I have, you have to watch as my own wife steals my home and my children. And the courts support all of this. Well, they did until her Instagram post. You see, Mallory is, look at this. Look at this, I have to stand up. All right, now I look much better. I still do not have the physical body I want, but I'm very close. So Mallory was able to unilaterally convince everybody around. Let me explain to everyone what's really going on. For anyone who is remotely supporting what Mallory is doing, you are supporting a child kidnapper. Now, that's an oxymoron because kidnapping is referencing to children. Kidnapping. It's not what it means. It is the taking and the transportation of minors that have dual custodial rights. So, for example, I said to my wife, you are not allowed to take the children into an environment where people spew hate on their father. My wife completely ignored it and literally kidnapped my children. The only difference between first-degree kidnapping and second-degree kidnapping is if the child was physically injured in the process. Meaning that there is no way to avoid a second-degree kidnapping charge if and when I file charges in civil court. Because in civil court, all I have to do is prove that she took the children without my consent. Boom. That right there is kidnapping. So, I am simply waiting to see who in our community stands by a kidnapper. And the best part about this is there's actually people that want to deny that this happened. Because it is not in their best interest to be outed as a human being who was lured by Mallory's, I'll be honest with you. You want to know what the best way for me to describe Mallory's actions? Do you know what a siren is?
Yes.
Not like the whistle, but the Greek mythology.
Yes, I know what it is.
Mallory is a siren. She is able to lure people with her, oh my God, how are you? Now please, remember, Mallory and I are going against each other in court. Mallory's claims against me are fabricated as well as non-criminal. I didn't do anything. She doesn't even accuse me of doing anything. I'm accusing her of kidnapping and mental molestation of a minor, as well as endangering the welfare of a minor and all this other things. I am also accusing her of attempted murder, aggravated assault, and I have over 3,000 videos of her assaulting me or Jamie over the last 5 years. Now that's what's on my side. On her side are a series of text messages, which I can't wait till her lawyer introduces the first text message. And I have a very good surprise for the judge, Mr. Smora, and Mallory. So if you're watching this, now Jamie, what I need you to do is take this video and upload it and show that this is reality.
Okay.
And one of the most interesting things was that when yesterday we visited a different police department, Jamie couldn't believe how nice, normal, professional, and non-confrontational they were.
Yeah.
Because the Livingston Police Department has created complete insanity around me and Mallory's conflict. Do you understand?
Yes.
There is zero professionalism. I assure you, when the videos come out of what actually happened, the show Cops will look like a children's cartoon versus Citizen Kane, the greatest movie of all time. Literally, the body camera footage from this summer is the most entertaining video footage on the planet, in conjunction with my recordings, as well as the actual paper filings. It is a puzzle that needs to be put together in the mind of the viewer. What I created was the not video. The reason why it's so powerful is because by not posting anything, I clearly show that all I needed to do was post enough content for Mallory to show her true self via Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most important thing. And I knew that her and her lawyer were gonna shit the money bed. Like in Big Lebowski, it's like, you shit the money bed! They shit the money bed. They fucked with my money, they fucked with their money, and they completely destroyed their entire case. So now, rather than getting alimony or whatever Mallory wanted to get, she's gonna actually end up owing me a few $1 million because of her actions, as well as the fact that she actually kidnapped the children. She also did it in conjunction with her brother-in-law, her sister-in-law, her friend Sabrina, her father. There's a whole system of support that believes that Mallory should be a mother without a husband, and the boys should not have their biological father.
Right.
So whatever their plan in the background is so illegal, and it's so backfired into their faces that they have no moves left. So, Jamie, how are you doing?
Good.
Great. So this is what we do. We work, and I'm about to go back and finish my filings that I'm working on. But before I do that, I want to send off everyone in a really good mood this Monday morning and explain to them that these videos are not just for myself. They're for every other man or woman that has been completely fucked in divorce after a lifetime of love and service to their children. Because the story that's told to the courts in order for the actions of one side to prevail cannot be altered anymore in a digital world. So for example, 30 years ago, Mallory could easily point to someone like me and say, look, this guy's crazy, he abuses me, all this stuff. But in today's world, every single day that I was alive with the boys, I recorded and filmed and took photographs. So not only are her actions criminal to begin with, the conspiracy and the cover-up made it maybe 10 times worse than just simply doing 5 years to 10 years for kidnapping children. She could have easily just done her time in a state prison for what she did, but rather than doing that, she created this entire conspiracy, and everything was fine because I have very powerful enemies. So for example, the prosecutor's office in Essex County, they were able to empower Mallory by coordinating an effort to silence me, since they were so butthurt about what I did to their boy, Bob Menendez. No problem. Everything was going great to their plan, until Mallory made one post, which completely destroyed herself as being the predicated victim. She no longer has the right to claim to be a victim, because she, at the same time as claiming that she needs money, destroyed a business that I built in honor of my child, Drake. And I say mine because I will have full custody in a few months. So I hope she enjoys the time that she has with the boys, because there's no judge on earth that would ever give a woman that has kidnapped children 4 times any custody whatsoever, let alone sole custody. And the only reason this happened is because I allowed it to happen. Because without a sampling of what Mallory would do if given the option to independently, for example, my children want to see me. Mallory blocks them from seeing me. What reason? None. Just to hurt my children. Does it hurt me? Sure, it does. But you have to remember that I've been having the shit beaten out of me for 5 straight years. So today is no different than any other day, except I'm not having the shit beaten out of me, and I'm not insulted, and I'm not humiliated, I'm not harassed, and my business is not destroyed. You see, let me just try to summarize it once again. Mallory's psychotic behavior not only destroys herself, she destroys everything around her without any remorse or ramifications for her actions. So she was able to destroy Drake's joint and my son's reputation in the town because of one post, while at the same time claiming that me and my family have been alienated. Let me explain to you guys something. So, Drake's joint, I personally made sure that hundreds of people in the community follow it. I never asked a single person to look at my YouTube videos that live in Livingston, New Jersey. Do you understand the difference? Furthermore, Mallory has her own Instagram account of a company that she operates. This video is over. Peace. Now, let's go on to the next video. If Mallory did even one paint job in between the time where I had my businesses destroyed by her and she was able to operate, she will owe me millions of dollars at the conclusion of the divorce hearing, let alone the civil proceeding, as well as the criminal penalties of restitution of what I will need to pay for therapy, consolation. For example, one of the things that I will need to do is spend about a month with my children bonding, traveling internationally with them. That's gonna cost $100,000. Who's gonna pay for that? You know who? Mallory. And I'll explain to you why. You see, there's damages that are caused based on actions. And in order for me to be able to prove them, I simply needed for the people who are horrible human beings to do exactly what they've been doing for the last, 7 years or so. Because the truth is, my wife is who she is, not who she wants you to believe she is. I am who I am, but I do not want you to believe anything except what you believe. And I know that doesn't make sense to most people, but how are you doing over there?
I'm good.
Excellent. I want to remind everyone that most people haven't even gotten dressed yet. We're already, are we almost finished
With my work?
with the first?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we already are finished for an entire day's work in less than the time that it took for me to finish this YouTube video. So the first video took 22 minutes. We're on to the second one. We're already done with the entire day's work. So what was it? 6 total filings and 4 memorandums, 10 total pieces.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So in the time that it took to make this YouTube video, Ms. Resnick was able to generate 10 filings, which any law firm would charge between, not 10 filings, 6 filings, 4 memorandums. Any normal law firm in the lowest capacity would charge $15,000 to $20,000. Is that correct?
Sorry, what'd you say?
The work that you're doing right now would cost $15,000 to $20,000 from a traditional law firm.
Yeah.
So not only did we save $15,000 to $20,000, we also were able to accomplish everything before 8 a.m. So for the rest of the day, we're only going to be steps and steps ahead. The only limitation we had was the fact that we had to be parents full time. And believe it or not, do you love being a mom?
Mm-hmm.
So do I. And I love my children. And we live in a world where there's deadbeat dads all over the place that want no part to do with the children that they fathered and brought into this world. I am the complete opposite of that. Yet, the courts have believed in this narrative because I'll explain. My in-laws and the people that support Mallory are so jealous of me that they were willing to hurt themselves and their own children, completely forgetting the fact that the facts that they use to make their, see how slow I'm speaking?
Mm-hmm.
That's because the IQ of the people that I'm talking to is probably between 70 to 90. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Excellent. So she's busy working, and I need to wrap this up. But before I even do that, let me flip this to make it nice and perfect. Now is the time where you're going to see the power of my system turn on. It'll take a couple of days. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be something that you will see like some of the more conventional business models that you're used to. And it's definitely not going to be like in the movies. It's going to be a better movie. And I will show everything to you in time. But right now, the most important thing is for me to continuously film 5 to 10 YouTube videos a day and not publish them, as well as not publishing anything else except the truth in selective form. So what you're seeing is a curated narrative designed for you to hate me. And I hope it's working. Because the more you hate me, the more emotion you put into your decisions. And the more emotions you put into your decision, the less you're able to calculate the truth and logic that is required to make strategic moves in battle. Does that make sense?
I wasn't listening, I'm sorry.
Awesome. That means that she's doing her job. And Jamie is one of the few people in this world that can actually do her job. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who in their minds felt that they were doing some sort of deed. For example, the more that my wife hurts my children, the better and easier my divorce goes. Because all I have to do is point to her actions during the very short amount of time where a judge made a huge mistake. That's it. That's all that has to happen.
Yeah.
So Jamie, now that it's almost 8 o'clock, what would you like to say to send us off?
I'm really focused at work. Send us off.
No, that's okay. It's just one of those things where you just have to post these videos in the morning.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. No problem.
Excellent. And see,
I'm right on top of that rose.
you know, I gotta be honest with you. I wanted to say thank you to Jared and Mallory for babysitting. But one thing I want to remind them is that you can't tell mom the babysitter's dead. Or else then you have a huge problem.
Oh, very funny.
My name is Dan Reeses, and I am often confused with many people. But Sue Ellen is just not one of them. You have yourself a nice day.